What is up, YouTube? Hope you guys having a wonderful day. Man, I got a story for you guys, for y'all. So, my channel is obviously about, Asian culture, Asian women, dating, lifestyle, masculinity, right? And I happen to be in the right place and right time, and I happen to meet the right person just for this story. Man, let me tell you guys about my Asian coworker. She is this 4'11" Korean Barmese girl that literally has been around the block. Like when I mean around the block, I mean she has 20 dudes on standby waiting to get some, if that makes sense, right? For obvious reasons, I'm not going to disclose her name. And only reason why I came across her is not because I was trying to do something. It's because I have this reputation of being a workhorse, right, at my job. And we have this system to where we can like buddy out a coworker on another shift. She works on a shift just right after mine. And, she came up to me, she was like, hey, would you be interested in butting me out, this weekend? And me being the workhorse I am, I said, yeah, sure, why not? Before she made the approach of asking me, to buddy her out, right? She was actually like obsessed with my team lead at my job. I mean, not my job, but my job station. Like when I mean obsessed, I mean like she'd go there every single day and like literally just hover around him, and he'll just stand there and act like she's not even there. And I got one day, I got out the blue. I was like, "Hey man, like, why don't you try to like get with her? She's not that bad looking." And he's like, man, I like my position, and that woman is really crazy. I was like, "What do you mean she's crazy?" And he was telling me like how he's like she been like spamming his like inbox about like like, hey, I'm being serious. I want to have a serious relationship with you. I want to have your kids, all this other stuff, right? And he already has kids with another woman, and he's just like, yeah, this ain't for me. I'm choosing the money and job over you any day, all day. And then, I'm just in the sidelines, just like observing and staring, right? And I've already heard like so many rumors of the fact that her first day stepping into the department, she already had like five dudes' phone numbers, right? She got five guys in her phone. They had literally like offered and volunteered to give their phone numbers to her. She got a ride home the second day she worked there, and you already know how that's gonna play out. And yeah, and the rest is history. Which is crazy because like when I seen her, right, she had blonde hair, and the whole stereotype is that when an Asian woman has blonde hair, she's going through her whole slut phase, which is like there's some truth to that stereotype. Excuse me, my nose been itching. But yeah, there's some truth to that stereotype. And now she's got like black hair, back to her original roots, you can say. But one thing for sure is that Asian women are not innocent, submissive, and feminine as how the media and how certain demographic of individuals see them as, right? To me, I think they just go after easy targets, and then they go after easy targets, or what low quality certain demographic of men, and call it a day. But that's none of my business. But I do know from what I've been hearing about her, and what I know is that her daddy was in her life. Her daddy never gave her the validation she needed. She never peaked in high school. She was probably like not as attractive and popular, But here she comes into an environment with a bunch of desperate men who have been overworked and tired, and they see this little innocent Asian girl, right? So they have, you know, I put it this way, their caveman instincts kicked in. And, I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. And I don't blame her for doing what she wants to do, right? I just know that you cannot trust young women, and unattractive women like validation. Either it's high quality or low quality. To them, it's the power trip. They love the ego boost of the fact that there's these men who are like drooling over her every single day she steps in. And to me, it's kind of like it's a very similar concept with like how I've heard the prostitute is the worst woman a man can come across, right? Because the prostitute loves the power that she takes from the men that provide the financial institution to get into her, right? And it's literally the like if you think about it, right, it's the same concept, but it's in attention form. And who knows, like, you know, who knows like what's been in there. And I'm just being honest here, right? And don't get me wrong, like she's okay, I'll be honest. Like she's like a four. She's like a four, if I gotta be honest. She's not attractive to my standards because of the fact that like I don't know what's been in there. I wouldn't do anything because if I do anything, people would already assume that, I'm just that type of guy like the rest of the, beta orbiters that's in her system. But for the most part, you can't let these Asian women get to your eyes. Like, don't get me wrong, they're very attractive women, but you have to understand that no matter what culture, race, or ethnicity, human nature will be human nature regardless. And they will do what they got to do at the end of the day to feel good. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later.